Charles
No,
Do
in the blue
Bronx.
corner.
Contour in the blue corner. I'm sorry. Contour in the blue corner. Charles Do Bronx Oliveira in the red corner. Charles rocking the yellow and black. Shout out to Bruce Lee colors. And then Contour rocking the classic white with the pink top. Very stylish choice there. And what's also interesting about Contour, have you been seeing Contour? Have you seen Contour fight before, Solly? I know Contour's been.
I have. Contour's been here, for a couple of months, off and on. But I always like his fighting style. It's very strong. It's very technical, and I love how much movement he always uses. You can see it on display here.
I had the pleasure of seeing Contour with the camera on. The 6'5" is real. 6'5" fighter here, guys. Very technical, very smart. Great commentary analyst. Right now is literally fighting through a tornado warning. For those of you guys in the chat, a little background here. He's fighting through a tornado warning right now. We had to get him in here first. Let's just hope he can make it through and his house doesn't blow away along with his headset. That would be a terrible thing. But he is standing up right now against Charles Do Bronx Oliveira. And both of these boxers are ready to give you guys a really good technical boxing VR fight. I'm excited about this, Solly.
I'm excited too, and crazy about the tornado warning. So, guys, if you see him start to elevate and get a little bit taller than he normally is, cut him some slack. He might be getting lifted off the air. But knowing Contour, he probably is going to keep swinging even through all that shit.
100%. 100%. Pooper says there's a bad storm for him too.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some crazy weather out here. We've had some floods in Texas. We have tornado warnings. We've got heat waves. It's the world we live in. But people fight through no matter what the weather conditions are, and it's kind of one of the upsides of VR.
Yeah.
As long as you can find yourself a nice, safe place to fight, you can have some fun.
Absolutely. For round number one, the usual discovery round. Both boxers usually try to figure out what the other boxer has without giving up too many of their cards, right? As I've watched both of these boxers fight over time, they're very meticulous, very careful. They don't like to give up the strategy too early. But right now, we're seeing Oliveira with this interesting block he's got going on, using that rear hand almost like a rear wiggle guard. I kind of like it. As he switches stance. Contour, though, plenty of room space, like the most room space I've seen in a long time, and has the footwork to move and groove. And I'm telling you, it's great to see the float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, but right there, Oliveira stinging with that hook right across the chin for Contour.
Right, and that, like you said, right, that movement is what makes Contour such a difficult opponent, both defensively and offensively, right? He can move away from you, he can really get out of your range, but also that means he can attack from all the angles, right? Like, he's basically fighting in a space about the size of the ring, and it's just, it gives it such a challenge to his opponent to both pin him down, or just try to strike in that opportune moment, because you're only going to get maybe one or two punches in a very small window.
Oh, absolutely.
When you're fighting Contour.
Absolutely. Chat, you already know what it is. It's time to make some noise. Let me go ahead and talk to y'all real quick. Let's see what y'all think about this fight, man. Already starting off with a very technical first round. Both boxers feeling each other out. Chat, how are y'all feeling about this? Too early to call, but if you got a bet, let me know. Solly, who are you voting for right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you feeling about this, bro?
I'm gonna say I feel for Oliveira, right? He's representing IRL. Oliveira just got knocked out pretty brutally a couple weeks ago, so I want the redemption, right? Like, avenge the name. No offense to Contour, right? Very technical fighter, but I feel spiritually, I think Oliveira here needs the win.
Let's go. Yeah, he's got to win for the namesake, bro. Chat's already mixed right now. We've got Nitrous Oxide UFC going for Oliveira in this round. Of course, Rezi is voting for Contour. So some people in the chat are pretty split, and I would not blame them. It's been a very even fight, but you already know round two in this 3-round format. This is where things pick up. The pace gets off. The adjustment round. You know what you know from the opponent, and now it's time to exploit and work your game plan.
Yeah, and I mean Contour, right? Classic commentator here, as well as a ref as recently. So big community member here, and that's something that I really love about Ringside. Right, coming back to it, we've got all sorts of people who come in here, help contribute to this community, whether it's through throwing their hands or throwing their voice.
I think that tornado's affecting Contour right now. Contour already glitching out. This was one of the big worries about this match. Contour is literally fighting through a tornado storm right now. And Solly, you weren't joking earlier when you said Contour might lift into the sky. If this fight goes awry, please forgive us. We are definitely fighting through weather. But go ahead, my boy. Didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, absolutely. All right, like it's just the nice thing about Ringside, right? People care about each other here. We'll talk some shit and throw some hits, but we're all in here together at the end of the day. It's great to see, right? Like I took a little vacation, and our ref team stepped in amazingly, filled in for the commentary, filled in for the behind-the-scenes production that makes these fights look so good each week. It's great to see this thing growing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, honestly, don't mean to toot the horn as we like to commentate on the fights, but you're right. It's a great community, and I implore you guys, join the community. I mean, even if you don't make it in on this card, you can get in on the next card. There's plenty of nights. We got the Thursday night fight nights. We're setting up the ranked league. Everything's going really good right now. And if you want to be a producer, if you want to be a commentator, we got slots. We'll give you a shot. You know what I'm saying? But back to the action here in round number 2. About a minute left to go, and already Contour is moving and catching with that check hook, playing the Matador in this round.
Speaking of giving shots, he is absolutely landing some really good, clean counters, and you can see the crowd reacting to it. Oliveira with the ugly face, and that might be the difference here in round 2 when not a lot of knockdowns are coming. It's those big damage shots that really count for a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Oliveira now trying to chase down the ever-elusive Contour, and in this game, that's a dangerous position to be. As we just talked to a black guy, it's kind of unfair how much damage one can take if they walk into a punch, and Contour has already understood and mastered the style of fighting on the back foot, circling out and keeping you in that vulnerable position. As you see Oliveira being very smart with his way, how he's crossing the void, right? He's keeping his hands up, trying not to take unnecessary damage, but we are here, round number 3, chat. Time to lock in. How do y'all feel about that round? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let the team know. It's very close. You got 2 rounds up under you. Who do you got in this match? If you got 1 for the blue corner, Contour, and if you got 2 for Oliveira, let me know. Solly, who do you got for this matchup, bro?
So far, I think, I was rooting for Oliveira, but I think Contour is winning. I saw him landing more of the big, heavy shots. And, it's not that this match is out of Oliveira's hands, but if that's what, he really needs to capitalize on the moments that he's going to have. I think for round 3, if I were him, right, just try to wait and catch the counter. Contour does not spend a lot of time sticking around in the in-range brawling, so you really have to, predict when he's going to step in and land that counter shot.
The ones in the chat have spoken. Everybody is on Team Contour right now. It's looking up. He's got the crowd vote. He's got the commentator vote. He just has to make it through this literal storm as he continues to work the game plan, working out Oliveira. Oliveira now really struggling to find a good distance, cannot pin down the ever-elusive Contour, and Contour keeping up this very elusive offense.
Yeah, and it's just like an issue, right? With when he has that much space and as well being like a taller guy, it's really difficult to pin him down. He's got the outrange kind of covered, and so Oliveira's got this huge challenge to overcome. He's got to get in range and then land the hits while dodging his own. Same problem everyone else has, but just sort of to a higher magnitude here in this fight.
Oh yes. Oh, yes. And, there is a way to kind of get some victory here for Oliveira, right? And while Contour is moving and has been defending his head a lot, this is the time to really try to get into the body, really try to dig in with some lunging jabs to the body. And at the same time, instead of chasing, get you some shots in and then maybe step back and force Contour to come to you. Because Contour is very good when you're walking in on Contour. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I like your advice, right? Go to the body too, especially against these mobile fighters. It's a lot easy. You know, the head is such a hard target to hit. They can step around, they can lean, they can block, but the body usually a little bit harder to get out of the way, right? You know, kind of stuck a little bit more to where your feet are rooted, and also not as accurately tracked with the headset, just because it's, you know, it's not strapped to your waist.
True that. And there's something to be said, like if you, and we always post all of these YouTube videos, all these fights on the YouTube video. Watch people's fights week over week. Get used to the regulars, right? Because if you were fighting Contour, you'd know you need to get in the quick damage and then back up, right? And then you're now saying, hey, you've got to score some points on me there, brother. And then now you're in a different game. It's there's so much mind games in this VR game that it's quite awesome to see, to be honest.
Right, and here, you know, that's the level of this match, right? Like Oliveira definitely hasn't gotten knocked down, but he also hasn't, you know, forced Contour into a different game plan, right? Contour's just been comfortably sitting back. And yeah, he's trying to taunt him, trying to get him in here, but this is not a man who's going to bite on that. He is patient. He knows that he has, you know, just a frustrating advantage right now, and he's going to keep playing it.
Oh yeah. Let's see what Oliveira tries to do here. Now he's trying to slow down. He's trying to bait Contour. He's tired of chasing. Ooh, nice little clash between these two boxers.
Take a step back.
Last few moments in this round, Oliveira is at a loss for how to deal with this. And ooh, another right hook. That right hook has been putting in work for Oliveira this round. But Contour has the man hurt. Can we see a knockdown? Oh, and there we go. Chat, let's see if everybody was right. The blue corner, your winner for tonight, Contour, Mr. High Tech himself, taking down Charles do Bronx Oliveira in splendiferous fashion. Perfect scores on the SATs, 10, 10, 10. Boy, straight 10-8s. Straight 10-8s. You love to see it happen. It was 10-8s with no knockdowns. So you know what it is. The damage is where it's at, chat. Looking at the damage. Oh my good lord. Oh my good lord. Something must have been going on in the water. I have never seen someone only score 4 damage in a round, right? This definitely, dog, Rezi, bro, 4 damage is wild, dog. Crazy work. 603 to 4 damage, the 1061 to 120 damage, and 803 to 63. So if my math is correct, it seems like only like 4 or 5 punches registered, good ones, or maybe more. It's kind of crazy, chat. Let me know how y'all are feeling about those damage numbers as we wait for the boxers to come in. Solly, are you surprised by these numbers?
I am a little bit, mostly about that 4, right? Like, I'm not surprised that they're low. You know, Contour was basically, you know, staying out of range most of that fight. But what really surprised me is that, like, there's usually you'd think a couple of those shots made it through, right? Even if they were partially blocked or, you know, just didn't hit maximum damage. But, you know, when it's like a 0 punching, unless, you know, it's really a beatdown, you'd think that there's probably something to do with either like lag or connection or just some sort of delay in the game. But, you know, that's what I want to hear from the fighters, right? Like, nothing, you know, what we see in the spectator is not always what they are seeing in their headsets.
Yep.
And that is important to keep in mind.
Absolutely.
Looks like we got Contour up here.
Contour,
hey, what's up, man?
you survived the tornado, bro. You survived the tornado.
Yeah, bro, it came to cheer me on. I was outside my window. It was like, wow.
we literally saw you. I thought you were gonna disconnect. We saw your character glitch out. I'm like, oh no, there goes Contour.
Oh really?
Yeah. It was. I was wait to see you fly off there. Oh, Solly, if we can get the pooper to get that code. He's running low on battery power, so we're gonna keep this short. Contour. For everybody who doesn't know, let me go ahead and tap to the break here. Contour is actually going to be one of the latest fighters to join the ranked circus, and we're going to be trying to get the ranked fights here on the stream in the upcoming weeks. So we've tried to separate both of them out, but it just hasn't been working. So I'm trying to figure out a way, chat, to let you guys see the ranked boxing action. But we've got 2 people here today.
May I add something?
Oh yeah, go ahead, bro.
Yes. About the 4 damage round, that round I didn't really feel it hit me once. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't see any colors on my screen. I started to realize like halfway through the fight that he didn't hit me once. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep this because I'm curious how they're gonna react at the end of the round.
Yo,
so I just decided to like stay at range the entire time.
It was a legit 4. It was a legit 4. Okay, wait, we're gonna hear from the other side, but I know Contour. I know that you are well versed in footwork and analysis and studying this game, and you have the room scale to use it. And I think this is another excellent demonstration about, one, why I'm inviting you to ranked, and two, why you've done so well in other leagues and commentate so well. So chat, keep an eye out for Contour here. You know what I'm saying? Contour, also, I want to let you know, I don't know if I had told you that I do have the Beats for Beatdown segment here for today. So you versus Prophet, you'll be the first boxer to show up twice on a stream. So
let's go.
It's gonna have a special treatment. I hope you like it. If you can't see it due to the tornado, definitely I'm going to save that video by itself and put it out there as its own separate thing, so you'll be able to watch that later on. But big grats on the W. I hope you and your family are safe in this storm. And
I appreciate you.
Anything else you'd like to add?
I'll commentate with you guys.
Oh, dude,
I'll commentate with you guys after this.
Oh yeah, dude, jump on in. Actually, very interestingly enough, I want you to commentate on this next one with Solly, because personally, I want to hear both of you guys commentate together. Very similar commentary style. So before we get on to that, though, let's lock in with Charles Oliveira. Bro, where you at?
Yo.
Dude, all right, the notorious 4 damage round. On the other side, I gotta hear your thoughts on fighting Contour.
Honestly, you know, we've actually sparred once. For me, it was really late at night, and you know, I wasn't really paying attention to him when we were sparring that one night. But this fight, you know, he was completely different from what I remembered from our last spar. He was obviously moving around a lot. He had tons of range, and so I really couldn't hit him. And he was on wound scale, so that's like a plus advantage. I'm stationary, but I like room scale fighters, you know.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was just really amazing to, you know, see how he worked, and 4 damage is just crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, that's a testament. Like right now, we have it on documented. It's documented, bro. You can absolutely use footwork as the best defense in the game. It's proven bar none right now. But dude, so glad to see this fight. It was entertaining. Chat was very highly entertained. We were entertained as well. So it's always a W when it's a good fight. Appreciate you once again for showing up. Let's go on ahead and get to the next battle.